and we have something we're going to talk to you about, something that we all take part in anyway. We all eat food every day.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we're all eating food. But we're going to talk about food prices and how they compare. And you've done a very interesting investigation into how food prices change across the city within the very same grocery stores. So grocery stores that have our own, the same company.
Right.
It varies. So first of all, tell us about what you reported here. And I guess this is in today's paper.
It is.
And you can find it online as well. And what we want to do also is make sure that we're taking your questions. So please make sure that you send them in to us, and Bailey and I will do our very best to answer those if we can.
And if we can't right now, I will try to later.
So
I always want to get you the best information.
So let's go ahead and start just with what you found going, shopping.
Yeah, so I started looking into prices because I was speaking with people mostly in West End neighborhoods that, these people believed that they were getting charged more there at, Kroger and other stores in their areas than they would if they shopped at the same stores elsewhere. And so I just wanted to see if there's any truth to that. And, it's kind of like gas prices where, you can drive around and you see, oh, it's $2.79 here, but it's $2.89 here. Why is that? But with grocery prices, you don't see those as openly. I mean, because you'd have to go into the stores and look at and know, what it was elsewhere. So I started just by going onto Kroger's website, and I pulled up a gallon of milk, and I changed my location up in the right-hand corner. So, I shop at the Highlands location, I guess a little south of the Highlands, on Bardstown Road. And I just switched it to, the store in Portland on 35th Street, and saw that the price did go up. When I first checked,
in Portland,
when I first checked in August, a gallon of milk at my store was $1.19, and at the Portland store it was $2.69.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
So $1.50 difference for just the same gallon of milk. As I kept checking over the next month, that price did go down. It was only a 10-cent difference, but it was, a difference on things that people are buying regularly, like milk,
staples,
eggs, butter, sugar. You're probably not buying as much, but the price does vary on that. And even bananas, I found, were varying a little bit.
So I'm assuming you reached out,
to
find out why this was
well,
the case.
And I did not just limit to online. First of all, I did go check in the stores. So after I checked one morning at all of the stores, I went to 5 of them that I assumed should be different, and they were.
Okay.
A couple of the prices were a little off from what they should have been online, so I don't know that that's 100% accurate, but they were still different from store to store, and most of them were accurate.
And so when you talked to Kroger, what did they say?
So I talked to Kroger, and I talked to a grocery analyst and a couple other people, and they said it boils down to competition. At the Portland store,
demand.
Right? Yeah. Well, at the Portland store, they have a Save-A-Lot nearby, and maybe some Family Dollars where you can get milk. But my Kroger, there's a Value Market down the street, and there's a Rainbow Blossom, and there's a Walgreens and a CVS, and there are all these other places you can buy it. So they have to drop their price there to get you in the store.
Yeah.
So places like St. Matthews, where there's a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's and a Target and a Kroger, it should be cheaper there than it would be.
Did you find that it was?
Actually, St. Matthews was a little weird. It was a little higher.
Okay.
Yeah. But the worst place was Prospect, because if you go out to Prospect, there's nowhere else to buy groceries, so they charge you the most at that store.
So, and you have in the paper today too. There's a great breakdown here, which is very interesting to look at.
Right, because that was all done on the same exact day.
Wow.
So those are all.
You put a lot of work into that. But so
did a lot of
So
searching.
It depends about how many other shopping opportunities there are around your particular grocery store. Is that what you concluded?
Yeah. So if you have more options to shop, your prices are going to be lower because they want you to pick theirs over the other places that are nearby. But if you have fewer options, then your prices might be higher to match closer to what they're paying for that product. So milk, the national average of a gallon of milk is closer to $3.
Right.
And most Krogers here are selling it about $1.19 right now. So, that $2.69 price probably was closer to what it should have been, and they could charge that because there's fewer places to buy it in that area, which, of course, gets into issues of, well, then where else can these people go? They're having to pay these higher prices because they have less competition. They have less choices there.
Well, and I did read in your article, you were talking to one gentleman who said that he was talking about, smaller stores that aren't big chains. He could shop there, but maybe cheese, I think maybe it was, would be around $4 for what, I don't know what the volume size was, but then he could get it for $1 or something at Kroger, but he would have to take a bus, and so it was a big catch-22 for him.
Yeah. So actually, it was a woman. I know it's an odd name.
Okay,
it's
sorry.
Frances, so it could go either way. But
I'm in an androgynous name. So are you?
Yeah, right. So she lives in I believe the Parkland neighborhood.
Yeah,
so she's near a Save-A-Lot, but she worked at the Kroger, that's 4 miles away. But the closest store to her home really is a convenience store, one of those ones you just see that says grocery on the front, and really it's just a convenience store where you have very limited options.
And the prices are almost always higher.
Yeah. I mean, you can just see it. Like, that, it's like from experience, right, that those are higher. But that's what is predominantly in those neighborhoods, especially in West Louisville.
So, all right, we'll carry on.
Sorry.
So I was going to ask you, which neighborhoods tend to have the highest prices?
So Prospect definitely does.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that was above the board.
Yeah.
'Cause it looks considerably higher here.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're
it
in
was
Prospect,
a few dollars higher just for the 5 items that I checked.
And your sense then is, and you're right, because I'm thinking about what other stores are around there. You're kind of out there
There's
in an
nothing.
island.
Right.
Exactly. So we have a question from one of our viewers, readers. Do you know what the value designation means for a Kroger store?
I wonder if this is the person I saw bring this up last night in the comments, because I do read those, guys. I read your comments. I want to know what you're asking and talking about. And I honestly don't know that. That's something I'm going to have to ask.
What is that? What are they
Kroger.
referring to?
So I believe this is referring to the Portland Kroger. She was told that it is a value store, and so that it has...
Greater discounts on things?
No, it just doesn't offer as much.
Oh.
So like you walk into, the Highlands store, and we've got that like olive bar, and we've got our deli, and we've got a florist, and that store doesn't have any of that.
Oh, I see. Well,
yeah. So
I mean, the Kroger store too isn't one of the busiest Krogers in the city, so it would make sense that they would have a greter volume.
Yeah,
of
and I mean,
items.
and you can look at any of the stores that they're remodeling. Like the Central Station one out at U of L has a whole lot of different things like that, and in all of the suburban stores, really, that's just been their plan is where they can make more money in those areas. They have very slim margins in this business, so they're going to go where they think they can do the best, and they're going to give people more options.
So, what did Kroger tell you about their pricing strategy? And we're not just looking at Kroger in all of this.
No,
I mean, this
we're
is
not
kind
just
of
looking
across
at
the board.
because this is everything. I mean, someone said last night, well, this is why I shop at Meijer, and I immediately did the same thing. I looked on their website, and the prices are different.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. It's not a huge difference. I mean, it's just 20 cents, like on a gallon of milk, but it is there. I mean, every company is doing this, and it's because of the competition. They want to know who their competition in their immediate area is, so that they can be charging, what they need to. And so Kroger said that they have a division office here who handles that. So every week they go through for each store what they should be charging, and they set that.
So there's somebody that is analyzing the prices in the area.
Yeah.
I have been in different...
There's someone who's a lot more knowledgeable about this than me.
Well, well, that's good, right?
Yeah.
You want that person there. But yeah, I mean, I know for a fact that people from different grocery stores, chains, go and look to see what other grocery stores are doing. I mean, that's just good business. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, and none of this is trying to say that they're doing anything wrong, or that they're doing anything that isn't just a normal business practice. I think it's just bringing it to people's attention,
You're like,
you know, that,
oh,
you know,
hey, wow.
if you do have the means to get somewhere else, you know, and if it is more cost effective for you, you might consider, you know,
Right.
just very simply looking online to see how cheap it might be elsewhere and going there instead if you have the capability to do so.
If you work downtown, but you live in Prospect,
Right.
maybe you stop in the Highlands and buy
yeah.
your groceries before you move out to Prospect, go up on out to Prospect.
I mean, if it's going to save you a couple dollars,
Yeah.
and if it's not out of your way, you're not spending a ton of gas.
and
like,
over
to
a
do
year,
it.
it could save you a whole lot of
Yeah.
money. So how do our prices here in Louisville compare to the national average?
Yeah, so the national, I mean, we are lower. The national, I think when I looked up the national average for the 5 items that I checked on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the total for those 5 items would have been about $11. And at most Kroger's here, you can get them for about $7.
Okay.
So it is cheaper here. But then, of course, you know, when you look at Prospect, I think that gets closer to $10. So that is closer to what the national average
Interesting.
is.
All right. So that being said,
Yes.
how do you suggest that we shop for the best deals?
Well, I think picking up the Sunday paper that has all of our, you know,
The ads in it.
yeah, and I think a lot of people, I think, who do care about what they're paying, they already are doing that. You know, they're looking at the ads, they're seeing what is available at what price at different stores. I think just when you consider this maybe like if you live, you know, in the West End and you're equal distance to, you know, the Portland store or the 3rd Street store, maybe just getting online and seeing,
checking.
if you have that capability, just getting online and checking the store location to see what your total would be.
Because it is interesting that the prices do vary on not just produce, but across the board. So we do have another question, and by the way, we are happy to take your questions here as we're talking about grocery store prices in the city of Louisville and a bit beyond. This person would like to know, are all East End stores more expensive than the rest of Louisville? Is that fair?
Let's refer to this.
Can we refer to
I don't think that they are. You know,
it's pretty much like what you said.
it's really just Prospect.
It's because they're such an island unto themselves.
Yeah,
So it sounds
you know,
like
I looked at the, you know, the Hurstbourne area and St. Matthews, and I guess I'm trying to think of the other stores that are out there, you know, in the East End of Louisville, and really they all were about the same.
so if Prospect wants their prices to come down, they need to lobby for another grocery store out there, basically.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
I mean, and again, I mean, I guess getting into where the higher prices are, I did look a lot into the poverty rates in those areas. So I know a lot of people would say, well, you know, Prospect they have more money to spend and they might not be thinking about it. But I mean, like people in every area of the city, you know, can be thinking about that. So,
well, you know what?
yeah.
It made me think, because I know in the past, like I've dropped my child off at a friend's house in Prospect and then thought I'll just pick up some groceries and then head home to the Highlands. And I probably spent $10 more than I needed to.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
And so I appreciate you bringing that to my...
But to answer the question, I don't think it is all East End stores. One that did surprise me, though, was the Crescent Hill location on Brownsboro Road.
Yeah. Is that the lower Brownsboro Road?
Yes. Yeah. It's the one that's it's lower Brownsboro Road.
Yeah.
But they do, you know, their total on that day was $8.95, whereas the baseline was $6.85, or I guess the lowest price of any Kroger was $6.85. So about, you know, $2 different. And again, I think it's just because there's nothing really around it.
Unless you go buy your groceries in the CVS there.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's where you get into some real trouble when you start trying to pick up things like that.
Right.
Well, we could go on and on about how to shop more effectively. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. But
if people are interested.
You also have a survey that you've put together, and this is really interesting. You want to
we want to know how
viewers
people
involved.
shop. Yeah. So with the story yesterday, we launched a survey. It Might seem a little daunting. It has about 25 questions, but most of them are, multiple choice. You're not having to fill out a whole bunch of stuff. It should, take less than 5 minutes. But really, we just want to know, where are the grocery gaps in our community? Where are people struggling to find food? Where is it very easy to find food? What is your access like? Do you have to drive? Are you going outside of your neighborhood to get what you need, and why? So that is part of a grant-funded project that I'm working on through the Center for Health Journalism at the USC campus, and it is funded by several health organizations like the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and a couple others.
So what will you be doing with that information, that
data?
data?
I know everyone cares about their privacy.
Yes.
It will only be from my eyes to view. We have questions in there like for your email address and your name and your phone number, and that's just so I can contact you later if I want to. I really want to just hear people's personal stories about what their struggles are or what is working in our community. We want to get both sides to find out just what is happening across the entire city as we talk about things like food insecurity and food deserts and things that are very complicated. We really want to find out what individuals are experiencing.
So your comments could help push forward different stories that Bailey will be taking a look at.
And I will not use any of your comments in publication without contacting you. That's why I need your phone number and your email address. I might use like the figures, like we actually have 170 responses already. A lot of people are filling this out, and so it's interesting. I was looking at it last night, and about 50 people or 50% of the people to the question, do you shop at the grocery store closest to you? About 50% said yes, and 50% said no.
Interesting.
So,
and you'll find out why.
Yeah, and so people have so many different reasons for that.
I shop at 3 different grocery stores.
Yeah, that's what another reporter, Maggie, said.
There
She goes to Lucky's, and she goes to...
there's certain things I like, and I know it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's quite time consuming. But I'm a person that likes grocery stores. Like if I travel, I like to go see grocery stores.
My boyfriend is the same way. He made us go into so many like Ingalls and Harris Teeters, like when we were in North Carolina.
Yeah, right. Check it out.
But yes, please fill out the survey. It only takes a few minutes, and most of the questions are optional. So if you don't feel like you want to answer some of them, by all means. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My phone number is included in the survey. It's included in all of my stories. I will answer my phone. My email address, of course, is in there as well. So if that's easier for you, please.
It's easy to get a hold of her.
Reach out. Yeah.
All right, and we do hope that you take a look at that survey. And make sure you take a look at Bailey's story today in the Courier Journal and always online.
Yeah.
If you're not a subscriber to the Courier Journal, we encourage you to do that, courierjournal.com.
Yeah.
Hey, Bailey, thanks. That was very interesting.
Thanks, Kirby.
I'm going to have to go grocery shopping tonight, and I'll be thinking about where to get the best prices. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.